Good day, guys. I'm Alain, and now we're going to talk about nodal analysis. But before we continue on discussing nodal analysis, we must first know what we should know before studying nodal analysis. First, you should know how to solve multiple equations in multiple unknowns, such as using the n by n matrix. As we all know that when solving circuits problem, it will result in a multiple equations in multiple unknowns. If you don't know how to use matrices or other techniques method in solving such kind of problem, then you cannot solve or you cannot use nodal analysis in this problem because as that I said, it will really result in a multiple equation, multiple unknowns. Sometimes it's 3 by 3 matrices, 4 by 4, and even an 8 by 8 matrix. It's depend upon how big or how complicated is your circuit is. The next thing is you must know or can identify basic electrical circuit symbols such as resistance, voltage sources, and current sources. So if you don't know what are or what are these symbols that you are seeing in a certain circuit, then you are not qualified to use nodal analysis because you don't know where you will put or what are the unknowns and what are the relationship between those components or elements in the circuit. Say means you're still not a qualified engineering student. And when an electrical engineering student, you should know the basics of the circuits. You must know Ohm's law. Ohm's law is one of the basic equation or the basic law that being applied when you're studying electrical circuits. So Ohm's law, when you first touch electrical analysis, you should know Ohm's law before you're going to proceed. The next thing is about Kirchhoff's current law. Well, nodal analysis use the Kirchhoff's current law, wherein it states that the current entering the node is also equal to the current exiting that node. So if you don't know these four, then you must first go back to the basics before you continue in studying nodal analysis. Now, what does nodal analysis aims? So nodal analysis aims to determine the voltage at each node relative to the reference node. So we're going to take up what are this node and what is the reference node. So with this, we can use nodal analysis. And nodal analysis can be used in any type of electrical circuits. That's why most books discuss about, or all books, electrical books in circuit analysis or electrical circuit analysis talks about nodal analysis. And most of the engineers or electrical engineers instructor in electrical engineering field loves nodal analysis because it can be applied in any type of circuit analysis. Now, nodal analysis talks about node. Now, what is a node? Well, if you cannot identify node, you cannot solve or you cannot use this type of analysis. Now, node is where two or more elements have a common connection. So if you see in a circuit, the common connection of this at least two components is what you call a node or that point. Now to fully understand what is a node, then let's have some example. So here is some example. So this is our first example. We have a simple, what you call this, series parallel circuit which has a voltage and a current source. Now what the definition said? Two or more elements has a common connection, so that is a node. So in this circuit, dot one, the blue dot, is the node, one of the node, which connects two components, a 5 ohm resistor and a 20 volt voltage source. Another node in the circuit is the common point of the three resistors. Another point is the common point between the two resistors and the current source. And finally, another node point is the common point of the four elements or components. Therefore, in this circuit, the number of nodes is equal to 4. So let's have another circuit. So here is another circuit wherein there is a independent voltage source and a dependent voltage source. So the node in this circuit is 1, the one that is the common point between a 1 kilo ohm resistor and the dependent source. Another point is the point where two resistors and the voltage source has a common point. Another point is from the voltage source and the resistor. And the last thing is the common connection of the two resistors and the independent source. So therefore, the number of nodes in this circuit is equal to 4. Now lastly, we have another circuit, a deformed one circuit, but still there is a node in this circuit. How many do you think? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Yes, you're right. There's a 3 node in this circuit. There's 1, 2, and the third one is there. So therefore, the number of nodes in this circuit is 3. So in nodal analysis, you should know how many nodes in the circuit, because these nodes will tell you how many unknowns and how many equations can you get in this circuit. So the last thing is I'll give you some procedure that I personally follow to be able to use the nodal analysis. So here is a simple circuit so that I can show you how to use the procedure or the method in using the nodal analysis. So first we have the label the elements in the circuit. So as you can see, there's the circuit on the right side. All the value of the elements or the components of the circuit has been labeled. Unless otherwise there is an unlabeled or an unknown components in the circuit. So if there's an unknown component in the circuit, so you may arbitrarily put any name on it. Most of the name that is being put is if it's a resistance, it's R, and if it's a voltage source, it's V, or a current source, it's an I. The next thing is to identify the nodes and label them by 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that is why in nodal analysis, one of the important things to know is the node in the circuit. How many nodes you should identify it. So the circuit I show you is the circuit on the previous example. So we all know that there is 1, 2, 3, and 4 nodes. So let's label it as node 1, node 2, node 3, and node 4. Now the next thing is to choose a reference node. So in nodal analysis, among the nodes that you have identified, you must choose one reference node. And the best place to put the reference node is on the negative side of the voltage source. So in our circuit, it is the node 4 who is at the negative side of the voltage source. So the node 4 will now become the reference node. Then let's use KCL in every node. Then simplify the equation and solve for the unknowns. So in this circuit, we have the number of nodes is equal to 4. Therefore, if we're going to analyze, we have the number of equation is just equal to the number of node minus 1, which is 3. So therefore, we have 3 equations in 3 unknowns. So we're expecting to solve a circuit that has 3 equations in 3 unknowns. So before we're going to continue on to construct the equation, let's have a notation or a convention on how we're going to represent the voltage in every node. So the notation is that it's a V with the subscript N or Vn, wherein V stands for the voltage and N stands for the node number, such as node 1 will be equal to V1, node 2 will be V2, node 3 will be V3, and ref will be the V reference. And one thing, V reference is always be equal to 0 volt. So let's continue on solving the equation. First, we're going to be at node 1. So if you look at node 1, there is a voltage source, wherein that voltage source, the negative side of the voltage source, is connected to the reference node. Therefore, V1 or the voltage at node 1 is equal to 20 volts. Since the other end of the voltage source is the reference node, the node 1 will have a value of the voltage source. Automatically, node 1 will be equal to the value of the voltage source, even though there is a resistance or another element that is connected to that node. Automatically, node 1 will be equal to the value of the voltage source. Now, let's proceed at node 2. So let's think about the KCL, since nodal analysis use KCL. So remember, KCL or the Kirchhoff's current law is just the summation of the current out is equal to the summation of the current in. So using that equation, we can formulate that V2 So using the node tree, still using KCL. Thank you and hope you understand the lecture.